किसी और तरफ से कि कोई प्लेयर अनफिट है. सो इट्स अ गुड साइन. काफ़ी बैलेंस साइड लग रही है. एंड यू नो विल सी देयर आर अ फ्यू चैलेंजेस. जो रूल्स चेंज हुए ओडीआई में, उसके बाद हम पहली बार इंडिया के बाहर, सब कॉन्टिनेंट के बाहर खेलेंगे नए रूल्स के साथ. इसके लिए भी एक अच्छी चीज़ ये कि हमारे पास 2 मैचेस हैं यू नो बिफोर वी गेट इनटू द रियल स्टेज. और हमेशा से चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी इज़ टफ कंसिडरिंग द फैक्ट कि सारी टॉप जो टीमें होती हैं वो खेलती हैं. तो जो हर मैच होता है इट्स अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट मैच. सो आई थिंक ओवरऑल यू नो इट्स लुकिंग गुड. प्रिपरेशन का भी टाइम है हमारे पास.
Mahi, I mean, leading up to the Test series against Australia, there were a few question marks about certain spots in the team, but now after that series, it's quite settled. Now, when you look at the one-day team going into the Champions Trophy, there are again like a few spots like up for grabs here and there. So, do you see this as like a great opportunity to kind of like fill those blanks and kind of like get the ODI team settled as well?
Well, I think it's a good opportunity for all the youngsters who are part of the side. Yes, there are a few places that are up for grab, and I think it will depend on the individuals how they perform and what's the condition exactly is. If it's too cold, the fast bowlers they may get a slight edge over the spinners to start off. So I think overall it's a good platform for the youngsters to prove themselves, to get good exposure when it comes to international cricket. The good thing, almost all of them they have spent fair amount of time when it comes to playing at the international level. So let's see how it goes, and as you rightly said, I think it's an ideal opportunity for all the players.
भाई है इंडिया टीवी से जयप्रकाश. आईपीएल खत्म हुआ है आपका, काफ़ी अच्छा खेला है आप लोगों ने और काफ़ी अच्छी आपकी बैटिंग वगैरह रही. बट अभी जो पूरा माहौल चल रहा है इसमें खिलाड़ियों से आपकी जो बात हुई होगी, कैसा है उनका मनोबल खिलाड़ियों से बात हुई चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी के लिए?
आई थिंक चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी के लिए सब कुछ काफ़ी अच्छा लग रहा है, एंड आई डोंट थिंक देयर इज एनीथिंग दैट विल बॉदर देम. और काफ़ी टाइम भी मिलेगा टू सेट अप बिफोर द फर्स्ट गेम दैट वी प्ले. एंड उसके बाद भी जो 3 मैचेस हैं पहले लीग स्टेज के, उसके बीच में काफ़ी इंटरवल है. सो काफ़ी टाइम एडजस्ट करने के लिए.
Next one. आप इसका जवाब देंगे? 1 minute. Next one.
Mahi, the last time you went to England, you were world champions, but obviously the results weren't very, productive. This time you're going back to the same country for a different tournament. What's the feeling this time?
But I think we didn't play in the Test series, when we last time went to England. But if you see the ODIs, if you just look at the results, you'll see as if we are not done well. But I personally think we are done decently well. Rain was a big factor. We lost almost all the tosses. There was a game that we could have easily won, but it didn't even reach a stage where it could have been decided even by Duckworth-Lewis system. And losing all the tosses, we had 2 spinners in the side, and they had to bowl with literally wet balls, which made it literally impossible for them to use their skills. So I think the performance of the ODI squad was good over there, if you don't see just the results. So it's looking good. Fielding is something that will be very important, very crucial. We have seen in the shorter format, if you can get that one brilliant catch or a few runouts in a few games, it can really change the course of the game. So I think the setup is looking really nice.
Mahi, you mentioned about the Pacers with Ishant, Bhuvi and Umesh in the squad. Do you think this is one of India's best pace attacks in recent years?
That's a difficult one to answer because we have played with attacks, where the players were in form, all the fast bowlers were in really good nick, and they at the same time had the right amount of experience. So when it comes to this particular fast bowling lineup, you can see there are people who can exploit the condition. Somebody like Bhuvnesh who can really swing the ball, and Umesh who has got the pace and who has been part of the side for quite some time. We missed him last year. He was unfit, and he got fit recently. So I think the department is looking good. It's just that they'll have to adjust to the new rules. The 5-fielder being inside. What's the length they need to bowl, how quickly they adapt to the wicket as to what's a good length to bowl, and which areas to bowl. So I think overall it's looking good. We have got the right mix also. We've got a few who can bowl really quick, and at the same time we've got a couple of bowlers who can swing the ball and use it in their favor.
My question is for Duncan Fletcher. Duncan, I'm very happy to ask you this question because you generally don't give interviews. So I'm very happy to be asking you this question. You recently had an extension for 1 year, and this is Champions Trophy is the first major tournament for you. But my question is, looking back, how do you analyze your stint with the Indian team, and do you think any other board would not have given you extension, and BCCI has been kind to you given the results that have been under you? We lost to 8 tests, and not even we lost to England also at home.
Yeah, I just think it's very important. There were times that were difficult. There's no doubt about it. But there, as everyone appreciates or should appreciate, there was a transitional period. And I think after the last few series and looking where we're sitting in the one-day competition, that things are slowly turning. And with the young players around, I think it's important that we look at this champion trophy as a learning curve for them and start to work with them and try and develop them through to the next World Cup.
I would like to ask both the captain and the coach. Considering the fact that the Champions Trophy is being played in England, do you think you all are carrying one spinner too many?
It's difficult to say. From a point of view, as MS mentioned earlier, generally it's going to be seam friendly. But there is a chance, you never know. In Cardiff, for example, it has been known there to be a turner's wicket, where it can be low and slow, not very different to what you might get in India. So you've got to be very, very careful that you're prepared to play 2 spinners. And then one must always remember that if one spinner's injured, you've got another one in their backup. So probably we've got a very good balanced squad this time, and hopefully we've got cover for every position.
This is Rohan from Times Now. I just wanted to ask you this. You're the captain of the Indian cricket team. You lead the Indian cricket fraternity at this point of time. Indian cricket has been hit by the biggest crisis since 2000, and yet we haven't heard from you. You didn't attend 2 IPL press conferences. Now you're here. You're not willing to answer. Why is it that there is no voice from your side, being the Indian captain, the leader of Indian cricket at this point of time? Why is he silent?
Next question, please.
No, let him answer. He's the captain of India.
1 minute.
He's the captain of India.
This is not related to Champions Trophy.
Yeah, right. I'm asking about the crisis that the Indian cricket team is going through right now.
Yeah, next question, please. Next question.
It is related to Indian cricket right now.
Okay. You give the mic to him, he will answer later. First, you give the mic to him.
Should I ask my answer or is he answering? Okay, मेरे 2 सवाल हैं आपसे माहिर। पहला सवाल ये है कि जो ओपनिंग प्लेयर है हम देख रहे हैं उतना एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है जितना बड़ा हम टूर्नामेंट देखते हैं वर्ल्ड कप या उस तरह का। आपका क्या मानना है? पहला सवाल।
आई थिंक अगर आप देखें तो हमारे पास अभी जो 2 ओपनर्स है, मुरली विजय हैं एंड शिखर धवन है। रीसेंट टाइम्स में अगर आप देखें तो दोनों ने टेस्ट लेवल पे अच्छा किया है। आई नो इट्स अ डिफरेंट चैलेंज ओडीआई में जब आप पे प्रेशर होता है कि यू हैव टू एक्सेलरेट, बट एट द सेम टाइम इट्स इम्पॉर्टेंट दैट कि हमें एक अच्छा स्टार्ट मिले जिस पे हम कैपिटलाइज करें। तो एज डंकन राइटली सेड ये एक अपॉर्चुनिटी है दोनों यंगस्टर्स के ऊपर। शिखर हैज़ बीन वेरी कंसिस्टेंट, विजय हैज़ बीन वेरी कंसिस्टेंट, तो आई थिंक दे हैव बीन रिवॉर्डेड फॉर दैट एंड आई एम जस्ट होपिंग दे कैपिटलाइज ऑन इट एंड दे डू वेल फॉर अस सो दैट द मिडिल ऑर्डर दे आर नॉट अंडर प्रेशर एंड दे कैन बी मोर एक्सप्रेसिव ऑन द फील्ड।
दूसरा सवाल है, आप विंदू दारा सिंह को पर्सनली तौर पे जानते थे या कितने सालों से जानते थे? सवाल बहुत लाजमी है, सब जानते हैं।
लास्ट 4 क्वेश्चन, 1, 2, 3, 4।
धोनी
1 minute, yeah. Hello, 1 minute, sir. Let him finish.
धोनी फरहान TV9 से हूँ। मेरे एक सवाल है, खासकर जनता के सवाल है, बाहर खड़ी जो है जनता जो अंदर नहीं आ पाई, वो आपसे पूछना चाहती है कि खेल में जो खिलाड़ी खेलते हैं, खासकर जनता जो है बहुत गौर से उसे देखती है। चैंपियन ट्रॉफी जा रहे हैं आप खेलने के लिए, क्या पूरी तरीके से जनता को विश्वास दिला पाएंगे कि खेल में कुछ नहीं होता, सिर्फ खेल होता है? ट्रॉफी के लिए मैंने पूछा है और कुछ नहीं।
माही से मेरा सवाल है, वैसे आप हमेशा जवाब देते हैं, आज ठीक है नहीं दे रहे हैं कोई बात नहीं, लेकिन आपसे सवाल यह है कि इंडिया पाकिस्तान के रिलेशन काफ़ी बेहतर हो गए, सीरीज भी अभी हुई और चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी में आप 16 तारीख को उनसे भिड़ेंगे। किस तरह देखते हैं भारतीय क्रिकेट टीम को पाकिस्तान के विरुद्ध?
अगर आप देखें तो दोनों ही साइड बहुत बैलेंस्ड है। पाकिस्तान की फास्ट बॉलिंग लाइन काफ़ी अच्छी है, साथ में उनके पास अजमल रहेंगे जो कि एक मिस्ट्री बॉलर है। तो आई थिंक इट विल बी अ गुड कॉम्पिटिशन। जो हमारे बैट्समैन है, दे विल हैव टू फिगर देम आउट, स्कोर रन्स, एंड एट द सेम टाइम हमारे जो फास्ट बॉलर्स है, दे कैन एक्सप्लॉइट द कंडीशन, एज आई सेड, वहाँ पे स्विंग रहेगा ऑन ऑफर फॉर द फास्ट बॉलर्स। सो वी आर होपिंग इट विल बी अ वेरी गुड गेम। और जैसा कि सबको पता है, इंडिया पाकिस्तान का मैच चाहे चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी हो, चाहे बायलैटरल सीरीज या एशिया कप में खेल रहे हो, इट्स ऑलवेज अ स्लाइटली more tensed game, and we are hoping we'll be on the winning side.
Last question. Mahi, generally the team has struggled in world tournaments immediately following the IPL. Why do you think that has happened, and how can the team turn it around in the Champions Tour?
Well, it's a difficult one to answer. The reason being, yes, you have the stats to really back that up. And we are just hoping, with the kind of fitness level that's going around right now, each and every member is looking fit. And the good thing is, all of them, they have played good cricket, IPL or before IPL also. So, most of them are in a very good touch. So that's a good backing on our side that, with so much cricket and so much of exposure to good quality bowlers, I think they'll be equipped to deal with the situation.
Last two.
This is a question to Mr. Ranjit Biswas. Are there any specific and special instructions to you from the cricket board?
No, there is a set guidelines for the national team, and there is a code of conduct which has been followed, and I don't think there is any specific guidelines there.
Last one, Sanjay.
One minute, Sanjay. Kindly use mic.
Yeah, Mahi, when the first edition of the Champions Trophy was played, the Indian team, when they're in similar circumstances, they came up with a very good performance and turned the spotlight back on cricket. Is there a sense of extra responsibility this time? What are your thoughts going into this tournament?
Well, I think as cricketers, we always have that extra responsibility with us, and that's our job to do well and bring all the people into the arena, and at the same time encourage the youngsters, do the right thing so that the youngsters, they come up and approach the sport or take it as their livelihood as professional cricketers. So I think the responsibility is on us, and hopefully we'll try to fulfill it to the full potential that we have got.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your cooperation.